Hey everybody, it's Craig Becta here, and you can find out more about me at craigbecta.com and at Facebook/CraigBecta Photography. Now in this video, we're going to have a look at the Capture One Pro 8 interface, and I'm going to walk you through some of the features. I know sometimes when you download new software, there's a bit of a learning curve and it can be frustrating, but actually, if you change your mindset, this is pretty easy to use. It's my main processing engine for raw images right now, and I don't talk about this a lot. I'm going to make this really quick. I'm just telling a whole story here, but I don't talk about this a lot in my videos, but I used to be a helicopter mechanic in the Air Force for 20 years prior to being a full-time photographer, and one of the things that they stressed was using the right tool for the right job, and that always kind of stuck with me. And so I've tried lots of different software, and for me, this seems to be the right tool for the job. And I suggest that you don't take my word for it though. If you haven't already, there's a free 30-day trial that you can download, and you can try out this software for free and see if you like it, see if it works for you. But anyway, I'm going to walk you through the interface to help you get started. Now, we're looking at the default workspace. So if you download it and you open it up and it doesn't look like this, if you come up to Window and you go to Workspace and you say Default. So if you just click on that, then what it'll do is it will reset the workspace. And you can also create your own workspace to the way that you like to work, and there's also some different workspaces that are already created here that you can access. Now also too, they have a section here. If you come up to Preferences, you can adjust your preferences here as well. So we'll go through all the different features, and then in future videos in this series, I'll walk you through this portrait retouch. Now for me, I like to move this little browser window to the right. So if you want to do that, you can come up to View, and you can see right here, Place Browser Right, and then you'll see those images jump across, and then you can just go like this, and you can just slide that over, and you can have smaller thumbnails appear here, and you just have more area to work on. So on the left here, as you can see, this is highlighted right here in orange. This is our library. Now if I click here, this is more the section for tethered capturing. So if you're going to tether on a live shoot, which this works really great. And also they have an app, so you can see the images pop up on an iPad or an iPhone. So if you're on a shoot with multiple people and you don't want them hovering around your computer monitor, you can use that app. So that's pretty awesome. So anyway, let's go through some more of these features. So here's the main tab where we can look at the histogram. And then you can see we have our camera profile, but there's also preset curves here. And if I click on that, you can see we have auto, we have film, extra shadow, high contrast. And as I click, you can see it makes a little curve adjustment to the image. And so it helps you to get closer to what you're looking for pretty much right away. And then you can see here we have our white balance tool. So if you shot a gray target, you could use this to set your white balance. And you can see I have it set as shot, but I can adjust that. So if I want to cool it down, I can just go to the left. And if I want to warm it up, I can go to the right. I think I like around 5,000 seems pretty good to me. And then I think what I might do is just bring this to the right. Now you can see if I bring this to the right, it sort of has those kind of warmer tones, and this we got a little more of a greener tone. So I think I'll bring it closer to 0 or 1. I think that looks pretty good. And what you want to do too is if you hold the Option key on the Mac or the Control, and you see this little arrow right here, if you click on that, that'll give you the before and after. So you can see that change. So just hold Option on the Mac, Control on the PC, hold this down, and you can see the before and after. So that could help you decide if you went in the right direction with your decision there. Also, they have a color balance tool. If you click here, you can get access to these tools. And I'll go through some of these tools in more detail when I go through the portrait retouch in future videos. And if we just click here, you can see we have our basic tabs like exposure, contrast, brightness, saturation. And also we have the high dynamic range controls. So sliding to the right will recover some highlights. And then if I just go to the right here, then I'm going to bring up some of the shadow detail that was lost. So I really like those controls. Also we have levels, which works pretty much like you think it would, and curves. And then also down here we have clarity, and they have some presets here for your clarity, natural, punch, neutral, and classic. And then they also have a structure control, which is pretty cool. And there's also vignetting. And then if we click on this tab here, you can see we have some lens corrections and defringing and then light fall off. So if you have some vignetting at the corners, you can also correct for that as well. Then they have their crop tool and straightening tool. And then if you click here, you can see we have some sharpening and noise reduction, film grain, spot removal tool. Now, some people have said that they think there's too much sharpening right out of the gate. You can adjust the sharpening, or you can totally disable the sharpening. So that's not really an issue. Then also, there's an adjustment layer section, and you can have up to 10 adjustment layers. And all you have to do is just create a new layer. If you just click right here, you can say new layer, but you can also create a clone layer and a heal layer as well. And then you have control of that layer with all these controls right here. So when we go through the portrait retouch in the next video in this series, I'll walk you through how I do a portrait retouch on this image here. So that's pretty much the basics there. I just want to show you here, we have some tools up here as well. And this is the loop tool, and it's a really quick way to kind of just click on someone's eye and see if their eye is in focus. I like that. And then also, if you click this is a focus mask, and you can see right away it's going to show you the areas of the image that are in focus, which I think is pretty cool. And then here you've got your highlight indicator warning. So what I'll do is I'll just show you how that's going to look. So if you have that highlighted in orange there, if I go to my exposure tab and then I take that up, you're going to see that that will give you a warning. So in red, you can see that we've got some blown out highlights there. And if I take it the opposite way, you're going to see that there should be a warning in blue, and apparently it's not dark enough. Anyway, so you've got that, and that gives you a little indication. But I also look at this histogram here too to help me decide if I'm blowing out. And really, I think it comes to having a calibrated monitor and then getting used to what you like. Some people do prefer a little brighter images. Some people prefer darker. I always refer to my histogram, and the highlight warning, I never really push it that far that I have to worry about that. But anyway, that's there if you need it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to follow me along in this series, like I said, there's a 30-day free trial of Capture One Pro 8. You can access that at Phase One's website. So I suggest you download it and go through this series. I'll launch a new video every 3 or 4 days, and then you can follow along this portrait retouch. And I think I'll make this image available to you as well. So look below in the description, and I'll let you have access to this raw image, and we can walk through this together. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And one thing too I wanted to mention, if you do like Capture One Pro 8, I can save you 10%. I'm going to put a discount coupon code below in the description as well. It's AMB Craig, AMBCRAIG, and that will save you 10% if you decide that you like it. All right, here's what you need to do right now. Just below this video, there's a description box. You can click on Show More and you can see all the text. You'll see this. Click on this link to download the raw image. Click on that link and you'll be taken to a page to download the raw image. Now, in order to download the raw image to follow along in this series, you're going to have to first opt into my free newsletter. Now, the newsletter is free, and you'll get updates as I release new videos in this series. Now, I'm not going to send out any spam, and you can unsubscribe from my email at any time, so don't worry about that. So anyway, click on that link, download the raw image, and then as the next video comes out, part 2, I will send you an email and you can follow along with the raw image in this series. So that'll be awesome. I think you should just do that. Go ahead, click on that right now. Also, before you go, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you find this series helpful, you can share it. Just click on share. You can easily share this on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+. Also, hit the like button. And like I said, before you go, make sure you click on this link, download that raw image, and look out for part 2 of this series. All right, I'll see you in part 2.